So, good evening and welcome to yet another episode of Being Atmanirbhar in conversation with me, Komal Khandge, founder of SK Universal Consultants and global entrepreneur. I'm very excited and very delighted to have our guest today, who is yet another dynamic woman. I would love to introduce Miss Aparna Tare, who has been a software developer for 8 years and is now raring to go as an entrepreneur in the space of parenting. She's a parenting coach, and for the last 2 years, she has been experiencing and starting a lot of parenting webinars for people to become better parents. She has been wanting to write a book, and the book is going to be named The Visionary Parent, a practical guide to unfold your deepest belief systems, understand your child's psychology, and empower your relationship with your child. That's quite a powerful topic to be written about, and especially in today's day. So, without much ado, I will allow Apurva to speak about herself. She's done so many other wonderful things. So, please join me in welcoming none other than Apurva Tare Yadvadkar. Welcome, Apurva, on the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Komal ma'am. My name is Apurva Tare Advadkar, and first of all, I would like to extend a heartfelt gratitude towards you, ma'am, for recognizing my effort and endeavors and inviting me to this interview. Thank you so much, ma'am. So, let me just brief you about myself. I am an electronics and telecommunication engineer by profession, but it's been 2 years that I've realized this as my internal calling. It just ignited a fire of passion for me that I want to help parents become better at their job. So, like other parents, even I was absolutely clueless. And what about this job called parenting? And like I had my kid, she's around 4 years old now. Earlier, I wasn't I wasn't questioning my parenting style. I wasn't introspecting about myself as a parent, but eventually when I realized that there are certain belief system that our children, they grasp from us, they just collect it from us, and throughout their childhood, throughout their life, they are going to carry it forward. That's when it just clicked me that no, this is not what I want my child to take it from me. So with your permission, I'll just share one incident that happened with me, and that really really ignited this fire inside me. So 2 years back, my kid was just around 2.5 year old, and there was a day when I was completely not well. I was physically in pain, and I wasn't well at all. And that's the time when my kid, exactly at that time, she decides that I want to trouble my mother. She was all over me, she was playing around me, she was all around me. And since I was low, I was down, I was being cranky at that time. And since I was cranky, she caught my energy so quickly that she started throwing tantrums. She was cranky and she was all over the place. And because of that, I got so frustrated that just let me be. And at that time, I just started yelling at her. I was so frustrated at her. I even hit her a couple of times because I wasn't completely in a happy place, and that sort. So she started crying, she started throwing tantrums. And then one moment, she looks at me like it reminded me of this Agnes from the movie Despicable Me, right? her big teary eyes, and she's looking at me like, what have you done to me? And that's the moment it just clicked me, like, oh my god, what's wrong with me? Why am I doing this? Then in that process, I started researching a lot about what happens when we yell at our children, or what happens to our brain, which part of the brain is responsible for what. And in that process, to take a step further, I started my formal education in psychology. So I enrolled in a post graduation diploma. And then I used to watch a lot of videos, okay, from Dr. Paul Jenkins. So he's my mentor. And I started watching videos from him. And at the same time, I even realized that there are so many parents sailing in the same boat as me. So that's when it just clicked. I just wanted to help more parents, like I wanted help, and I got help from Dr. Paul. And I just wanted to spread this awareness that yelling at your child is a form of violence, and the changes that the child's brain has, it's profound. And that's what my mission is. I am on a mission to empower 1 million parent child relationship, at least in my lifetime. So that's about me. Thank you so much.
Wow, wow, awesome, mind blowing. That is such a wonderful introduction indeed. I mean, from uh, being a first time mom to enrolling into psychology
Yeah.
to getting the awareness that this is how my mind is actually functioning. And it's so important, as a parent, to bring yourself to that awareness, to be present to this is what I'm actually doing. And I think children can really be amazing. Uh, they can bring these moments of revelations to parents,
Yeah.
because I think as a software developer also somewhere, or anybody who's in a job, becomes so mechanical that the emotion, the sentiment just disappears eventually.
Yeah.
And somewhere when kids come in our life, we once again start feeling those emotions, those sentiments, and start realizing that, all right, I mean, how fast do I want to? It's good to be in the rat race, but am I losing out on the human aspect while I'm in that rat race? And I think
Exactly.
parenthood, motherhood, fatherhood, parenthood basically can be such a big eye opener. It can be such a big revelation. So
Absolutely.
I'm very glad that you spoke about wanting to empower 1 million parents. Uh,
Yes.
and I think last year, a lot of people, since they had the time, they did conceive and are parents this year.
Yes.
Just the right space to be in at the right time. And if you could little bit share about your journey as a software developer or in the corporate world, and speak a little about the kind of challenges normally people face, you know
Yeah.
and touch upon that in a couple of lines. What would you have to share with us, my audience?
Okay. So I completed my software, like my engineering in the year 2012. And since then, 2013, I have been in this field of software development. And the journey has been like, in 2014, I got married. And after that, it has been a lot of juggling of many jobs, not just one. It's juggling of being a daughter-in-law, being a wife, being being a being a employee. I'm just falling short of words right now. I'm overwhelmed.
And meka to hai, your
Yes.
parents.
Yes.
As a
So
woman, there are multiple roles actually. The maid.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So when the maid is not coming, then we have to step up, and we have to do our job at that as well. And so yeah, the journey has been there were struggles, there are obviously the struggles. The struggling part never really goes. You just get a hang of handling those struggles, right? So yeah. So uh, I had struggles, I had many uh, problems, but then the essence of life is when you overcome those struggles and you just come out of it, and you just live the way it is supposed to be, right? So the journey, I actually, I never thought that I would it was never even a dream of becoming a parenting coach or anything of that sort. I was just living my life, 9 to 5 job, and then apart from that 9 to 5, juggling with other jobs that I had. Then in the year 2017, I had my daughter, and she'll now on 4th April she'll be turning 4 years old, and being a mother really was a game changer for me. So it's changed my entire horizon of my thought process, my belief system, and everything, right? And it was an amazing journey, and it is continuing to be an amazing journey. One thing I would also like to share, that in these 2 years, when I realized my internal calling, I also since 2 years I've been writing a book, like you said, The Visionary Parent, and it is going to be published on 4th April, my child's birthday. So, pretty excited about that. Yeah, so that's about it.
Wow, that's amazing, Apurva, because I've been speaking to a lot of people about their entrepreneurship journey, and it is always one personal experience which actually makes a person take that first step. And I'm glad you mentioned that as a software developer since 2012 till even after you got married, it did not occur to you, that was never the plan. But I'm sure something happened, like you explained the earlier time, that there was
Yes.
this particular day where your child was cranky and you were cranky and both of you were in tears, and then you realized, what am I doing to my child?
Yeah.
How, what is this, what I want to do for my child, as a
Yeah.
parent?
Yeah.
And that one incident kind of changed your whole life.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
if from your journey, if there were certain lessons that you learned in your corporate life, and then as you got married, and obviously you realized, acha, marriage is not just one human being, it's like
The
so
entire
I would like
family.
you to so I would like you to just touch upon some of the important learnings or wisdom that you received throughout these years that you have walked the planet. So what would you like to share with the audience?
Okay, the number one thing which I feel is that you need to take care of your environment. Environment, as in your family, the people who are on your team, right? Your friends, your colleagues, your bosses. Take care, as in not like you go and ask, but then there has to be certain, like in terms of family, if your family is like for me, my family is I have a very strong backing from my family, and I reciprocate it in the same way, and that is so important. Because what happens, we just take small things, and we just hold grudges on those small things, which happen to anyone and everyone, right? Instead of that, just forgiving others, forgive yourself, and just be there for people who are really important to you, and taking care of the environment. That's what I meant, taking care of the environment. So even if in terms of my child, if I want, like, my in-laws are very supportive towards me, because I have to work 9 to 5, so they look after my child, and I'm really grateful for them to support me in those terms. And that's about it. Like, forgive yourself, forgive everybody, and have the essence of gratitude towards everybody, whoever is in your life, right? So that is a practice that I always do. I write down in my notepad what I am grateful for. So that is something which, if every one of us, if we follow, I think we all will be like, there will be no mental health issues, there will be no traumatic events in the society. Yeah. So that's,
Awesome, awesome. I think you've summed it up so well that gratitude can be the best attitude.
yeah.
And I think the whole of COVID has actually changed a lot of the people
Yeah.
in terms of being grateful for what is there and whatever they are today. Uh, and like you said, there's a huge support system that is needed because we women, like you said, do a lot of multitasking and we play multiple roles simultaneously, and that can actually build a lot of stress, anxiety, pressure, because of which a lot of women are facing a lot of mental and physical issues. Health is going for a toss, and
Yeah.
somehow women feel that uh, I should be the one trying to hold the fort everywhere, especially on a mental and an emotional level. And we make our men hold the fort at the survival level. So I would like to actually, whole of last week, a lot of women have spoken about what women can do and how capable women are and what kind of support. Uh, and somehow the men, to some extent, got neglected. So you have been in this corporate world, working shoulder to shoulder with a lot of male colleagues as well.
Yeah.
So if you had to give some insight in terms of the male and the female responsibilities at work wise and at home, and to do the entire balancing act and still be motivated to become a parenting coach, I think that's a huge uh, decision, and to take that decision in spite of everything that's happened in your life. So what insights would you like to share with the audience in terms of the corporate world, the balancing, and still taking a decision to become an entrepreneur? How would you share an insight over there?
So, as you said, right, the male and female. Now, actually, what I feel is that men are equally, contributing towards the household chores. So they are equally doing it. It's not, we cannot just neglect that part, because they have also started changing, and they have also started moderating their behavior or their social life, because for us, obviously for us. And that's very empowering, I feel, because even for me, I have a very supportive husband. And it's because of him that I've named the visionary name, right, the visionary parent, because I feel he's very visionary in terms of parenting a child, and in terms of all of the aspects of life. So we cannot neglect that part. Even in office, even in corporate world, uh, we go hand in hand. I have colleagues, I have bosses, I have people who report to me. So I have people who are there, and they are doing excellent job. Even I have friends who are also contributing to the household things. So that's something which I really don't think that it's a male dominated society anymore. It's changing, of course. There are parts where it is dominated, but the world is changing. And I have had an excellent experiences considering this. So yeah, so I the experience has been really amazing.
Yeah, I agree actually that the men have started to elevate themselves
Yeah.
to some extent, because rather than just being stuck in the root chakra, they're slowly evolving and coming to the heart chakra, the throat chakra, and the crown chakra. But
Yeah.
because of the conditioning the poor men have been through in our country, कि मर्द को दर्द नहीं होता, रो तो तुम सकते नहीं हो, दुख तो तुमको हो नहीं सकता, दर्द तो तुमको हो नहीं सकता. I think we've quite suppressed the men to the at the emotional level, I feel.
Yes,
and
yes,
and whole of COVID has actually opened up the men also to kind of express, and if they
yes.
are feeling something, now they're at least coming out with what exactly is happening with them, inside of them. And parenting, I think, is a big uh, one of these, expressing yourself in the right manner
Yeah,
as a
yeah,
parent, I think plays a very, very important role, because like you said, children emulate, and we are their role models. So
absolutely.
whatever we do is what kids will do.
Absolutely.
And I
The
think,
way we model ourselves, they will be modeling it the same way.
so
And
I think
also one more point, like you mentioned, right? Ki mard ko dard nahi hota. That where did these kids learn from? Where did these men learn from? From their parents, and the parents are supposed to teach their children that okay, if even if you're a son, it's okay to cry. It's okay. It's absolutely okay to shed some tears. That is absolutely okay. That's what the message. Even in my book, I have mentioned that it's absolutely okay for the son to cry, to feel the feelings, right?
so
Yeah.
I want you to talk a little about one or two such experiences of parenting of your life. I'm sure they are going to be part of the book, and we are eagerly waiting for the book to be launched. So, audience, the book is The Visionary Parent, a practical guide to unfold your deepest belief system. It will help you understand your child's psychology and empower your relationship with your child. Okay, so that you can live a amazingly harmonious life. And I'm going to request Apurva to take us through a few incidences of her life, and then speak a little bit about the book as well. And I want you guys to go and purchase the book uh, on all the platforms that it's going to be available.
Thank
So hear about it from Apurva first, so that you can decide that yes, I need the book. So yes, Apurva, please.
you. Okay. So the emphasis which I have given or in the book is on the connection that you have with your child. The connection can so I have created a model known as connection paradigm model. Okay. So in that model, the parents will be actually understanding what situations are non-negotiable, what situations are negotiable, and in which situations the parent needs to actually connect with their children, and the communication bond has to flow, because if there are so many instances, right? Like let me give an example. So I don't know if I should say this, but when I was a teenager, I just mentioned this to my mom, that I just feel like trying beer. And that the reaction that I got from my mother was that, how can you even think of that? How is this? Ye meri parvarish hai. That's what it came, and I was absolutely stunned by her reaction, because it really shocked me, because I was just discussing this with her. And the way she reacted, obviously she has her thought process, she has her belief system. But what happens, after that incident, what usually happens, that the child feels, whether I should share this with my parent or not. So that kind of process starts in the child's brain. So we need to be amicable, we need to be, approachable towards our kids, uh, for our kids to share absolutely anything with us, right? So so there are 3 A's which we all know, like appreciate, acknowledge your child's feelings, and also accept the child as they are, right? But the fourth part, I have added, and people don't usually talk about it, but what I feel is, if you as a parent, you make a mistake, you apologize to your child. That is such an empowering thing. When you apologize for your mistake as a parent, even if the child is wrong, even if in that situation the child is more wrong than you, but if you have yelled at your child, or if you have said some things which weren't supposed to be said, you need to apologize. I have seen so many parents, I have some clients which absolutely don't do that, and the message that we are sending by not apologizing is that we are perfect. I am perfect, you need to listen to me. So, and I'm also not taking responsibility of my own actions, right? So the child is going to learn that. The child is going to learn that, I need not take responsibility of my own actions. I need not apologize, and I am perfect. Or in other way around, the child can also have this stress, or this pressure of becoming perfect. So that is one thing which I emphasize, that if you make mistake as a parent, you need to apologize, right? So
Wow, I think,
yeah, there are a
yeah,
lot of things I can go on and on, but I think we have time constraint, and so
I'm sure
I'll
that the
keep the
book has
rest of it as a suspense.
and I'm sure the book has a lot of these revelations and lot of formulas
Yes,
or a structure that parents can refer to. And of
absolutely.
course, people do understand that it's a reference, and every individual is unique, so
Exactly.
it may work for a couple of people and it may not, but I think gratitude, thank you, please, you know uh, acknowledging, appreciating, like you rightly said, acceptance, and of course apology. An apology from the heart.
From the heart.
वो दिल चाहता में जो बोलता है ना कि सॉरी तो तू है लेकिन तेरा सॉरी पहुंच नहीं रहा है मेरे दिल तक.
Yes.
ईगो
So
वाला
we
सॉरी होता है ना, सॉरी.
exactly.
So as a parent also, what we need to realize is, sorry तो तुम हो, but वो sorry भी बच्चे तक, and children are very sensitive, they are very
Yes.
energy sensitive. So
Yes.
that energy that flows to the child, whether it's love, whether it's care, whether it's nurturing, whether it's, even if you're strict with your child, even the way you are doing that, I think it just reaches the child in a very energetic way.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
what you rightly said, that apology also has to come from the inside, from the within the child. And I'm sure that the book will have a lot of pearls of wisdom. And I'm very excited. 4th of April. What's your daughter's name?
Niara.
Say that
Niara.
again. Niara.
Niara. Yes.
Niara. So we are definitely looking forward to the 4th of April, which is the 4th birthday of Niara,
Yeah.
where Apurva Tare Yadvatkar, who is an engineer by profession and a passionate parenting coach and a visionary parent, will also turn an author officially on 4th of April. Amazing,
Yes.
that's awesome. And before we end, I'm sure that a lot of parents would have a lot of questions. So I would like you to talk about, I think you do webinars, that's what you mentioned to me.
Yes.
So can
Yes.
you give us a little bit of an information of what kind of webinars and who can enroll and how can they enroll, and speak a little bit about that.
Okay. So I'm sorry. So I have a link which I can share with you as well. So the structure of it is that I so I, like I mentioned, right, I emphasize on yelling is a form of violence. So I want to spread this awareness that what happens, what exactly happens to the child's brain when we yell at them, and also to the part wherein why do we yell as a person, as a human, why do we yell, what happens to our brain that causes us to yell, right? So I explained that. I explained two models. One model is maturity versus control model, which is which is such a powerful model, which is created by by my mentor, Dr. Paul Jenkins. I've collaborated with him, and he is a clinical psychologist, and I have collaborated with him to spread this awareness. And that model is so powerful that you will have clarity and confidence in catering to your child's behavior. So there are so many instances that the child is throwing tantrum, the child is not listening, the child wants to watch television, the child wants to have your mobile phone. How to cater to these behaviors, right? There are so many instances, there are so many moments that we just feel absolutely clueless, that okay, fine, what should I do now? Right? Should I yell at my child, or should I just give in and just let him do whatever he wants to do, or what exactly should I do? In that case, the values that you have carried since childhood, the values, the beliefs, the thought process, those all things come into place. And it actually explains you in three stages, what which stage your child is in, what situation. Okay. So that is one model which I teach to the parents. And there is this connection paradigm model which I've just briefed you a little bit about. But I go in deep and I explain them in detail, so that the parents are absolutely clear. If the child is throwing tantrum, they know that what am I supposed to do right now, right? So that's about the webinar which I have. I can share the link with you. And I hold these webinars every Sunday in the morning, 11 o'clock. So that's
And
the
it's a full day webinar.
no, just 2 hours webinar. Yeah.
So we will definitely share the link with the audience once you
Yeah,
share it with me.
sure.
And before I don't feel like letting you go, Apurva. You have so much wonderful
Thank
energy
you
that
so
I
much.
keep talking, but because of the paucity of time, if there are a lot of people who are wanting to become Atmanirbhar,
Mhm.
and because my channel actually talks about how can one be Atmanirbhar, and I am one such example, and I would like to create, like you, I would like to also create 1 million entrepreneurs.
Wow.
uh,
That's a
and
great mission.
I have been doing that for the last 7 years, and I have been able to help a lot of people transform their lives and become Atmanirbhar. And since we are contributing to what uh, our government is also trying to advocate,
Yes.
saying be Atmanirbhar.
Yes.
Uh, as a mother, and before that a software developer, and as a wife, I'm sure it must have been a lot of a conflict in your head, you know, how to push that one dream that you dreamt of becoming a parenting coach. I'm sure the journey to take that decision was not a simple journey. So, if
Yeah.
there is one message through your journey that you would want to give the audience of those people who are sitting on the fence, कि मैं करूं कि नहीं करूं,
Yeah.
मैं कैसे करूं, how should I balance? Not just the women, a lot of men today are also wanting to do it. So, what is it that you would like to share as a message?
So I'd like to share the psychology behind people who are sitting at fence. So because I have been through it, okay, it's the psychology that we are brought up with. I am not enough. because whenever we are trying something unusual, unprecedented, which we have never done, which we have never even experienced, what happens is that, is this me? We always question ourselves. Is this me? The identity part, the ego part comes in. That is this me? Is this really what I want to do? And then once you overcome that, it'll be like you'll feel like an imposter. You'll have an imposter syndrome, because you'll have this feeling that, okay, this is not me. Why am I doing this, or why do I want to do this? So that imposter syndrome, because we are grown up with, this belief that I am not enough. You need to get out of that belief, and you just have to do it, because at the end only you are going to, nobody cares what, actually, if we see that, nobody, log kuch na kuch kahenge hi, लोग तो कहेंगे ही. So we have to overcome that fear, that limiting belief that we have towards ourselves, and we have to, conquer this. So it's like an internal calling. When you have that internal calling, right, when you feel it from inside that, I have to do this, so then there is no stopping for you. And I think entrepreneurship or doing something out of your own is something which is extraordinary, because you're not living somebody else's dream, you're living your dream. Uh, Working on a job is something that you're living someone else's dream, and when you pursue something which you want to do, that is something, that's going to be extraordinary. So I would suggest, I would advise people who are on the fence, just get over it and just do it for yourself. That's it.
Wow, wow, Apurva, that was such an amazing insight and learning. And I think you really summed it up so well in terms of for people who are sitting on the fence, that it is so important to live your dream and to find that purpose, and to overcome the limiting belief of I'm not enough,
Yes.
which is a conditioning which
Yes.
we all are going through.
Yes.
And somewhere it's very important to find people who can encourage you, just like you have encouraged a lot of people today here on this show. And I'm sure a lot of parents will read your book, and I'm sure a lot of parents will realize the psychology of why do they do things the way they do, and how
Yeah.
can they change that.
Yes.
And a lot of entrepreneurs who are sitting there, people who are waiting to figure out how can I start this. uh, so this is Apurva for you. She's done her software development. She trained herself into psychology for the sake of understanding why is she doing what she's doing and to become a better parent. So it's a lot of investing time, effort, energy, updating your skills, upgrading yourself. uh, one cannot be stuck to the thought process कि मैं तो सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग कर चुकी हूँ, तो अब मैं साइकोलॉजी क्यों पढ़ूं. शी इज ऑल्सो अ ट्रेन्ड क्लासिकल सिंगर, and I'm sure she sings to Niara whenever Niara's a little upset, and I think Niara's also must be flowing with the flow when Apurva must be singing to her.
Yeah.
And it's not about the male and the female. Everybody's elevating themselves and trying to become a better version of themselves. And she has really beautifully summed up so many things in this brief interview. We will definitely speak again to Apurva on yet another episode of being Atmanirbhar and in conversation with me. And I wish you luck, and I wish you a lot of joy and abundance in parenting and in changing the lives of a lot of parents, and your mission of uh, helping 1 million parents to become better parents through your book and through your webinars. And we will share your link on our YouTube channel so that people can enroll for this 2-hour webinar, which you do every Sunday.
Yeah.
And so,
Thank you
if
so
Apurva
much.
can do all of this with
Yes.
everything that she has in her plate, all of those who are sitting on the fence, just take that take that decision and just follow your heart and follow your dreams, right?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for
Thank
being
you
here.
so much, ma'am. Thank
It
you.
was wonderful talking to you, and I look forward to your book release.
Yes. Thank you so
And
much for inviting me again. And it's been an amazing 1 hour with you. And thank you so much. It was a revelatory spirit that I found you today. Thank you.
thank you. Thank you.